Hello, Eric the World Walker here, back with a fun, unique challenge. Can I beat a hardcore Nuzlocke of Pokemon Soul Silver using only the Rotom Forms? Now, I have to manipulate the game to make it happen, but I think this will be fun. Here are the rules as well as in the description. Heading over to the lab, I get a Totodile for HM use later. After going on a grocery run for Professor Elm and mopping the ground with my rival, I officially start the challenge. I modified the game so the first few routes all have level 1 Rotoms. I catch 6, and then I get to Sylph Company and transform 5 Rotoms. John Deere is Mo, who is bashful. Powerline is Bass, who is sassy. LG is Fridge, who is serious. Samsung is Oven, who is hardy. GE is Fan, who is quiet. And Maytag is Wash, who is modest. I go face Faulkner. I went in underleveled, which despite having electric types in Blizzard, took a minute. Pidgey was easy. Blizzard was only doing a third, and it would heal itself with Roost. I got the freeze, but it thawed immediately. I then eventually got the paralysis and watered it down. Awkward start. Next up is Bugsy. His Scyther uses focus energy, and Blizzard doesn't finish it, but it does use its berry. It then U-turns out to Kakuna, who takes a Thunder Shock. He uses a potion, but 2 more Thunder Shocks take it out. Scyther is back out, and Thunder Shock leaves it in the red, but it U-turns out in the Metapod, who can't hit me, so 2 Thunder Shocks takes it out. His Scyther goes to focus energy, and I hit Blizzard, taking it out. Up next is Whitney. I set up double team on a Clefairy since Miltank has Scrappy. After 2 bad Metronomes, it gets Roar of Time, which did little. A second Thunderbolt takes it out. Out is her Miltank. Stomp doesn't do much, and Thunderbolt does half. A second one takes her out. I then proceed to drink Whitney's tears of unfathomable sadness. While grinding, I found a shiny Meowth with an adamant nature. 2 more, and I'm going to do a run with all the shiny Pokemon I've caught. Now the Burn Tower rival fight. His Ghastly goes down to a Thunderbolt, as well as his Zubat. I miss Blizzard on Bayleaf and hits Magical Leaf and sets up Reflect, but the next Blizzard I hit takes it out. Last is his Magnemite, who I hit with Blizzard and Freeze. They stay frozen, so I hit Thunderbolt to finish it off. Up next is one of the scarier fights, Morty. I start with Maytag and I use Substitute. Since his Ghastly has nothing that can really hurt me, I then set up Light Screen and take it out with Thunderbolt. I outspeed his Haunter and take it out with 1 Thunderbolt. Out is his Ace Gengar. He outspeeds, but Mean Look doesn't work through the Substitute. A Thunderbolt activates its berry and it uses Sucker Punch to break the sub, but 1 more T-Bolt takes it out, and last is his other Haunter, but 1 more Bolt does the job. Chuck is hardly worth talking about. A Choice Specs boosted Thunderbolt one-shots his Primate and his Poliwrath. I go fight Price. Seal is a one-shot with Thunderbolt. Out is his Piloswine. I miss Hydro Pump and it sets up Hail. I managed to hit the second one, taking it out. Last is his Dugong, but 1 more Thunderbolt takes it out. Next up is Jasmine. I lead with Samsung, who misses its Overheat and gets paralyzed. They take a T-Bolt and takes out the Magnemite with Overheat. Her second Magnemite managed to hit Supersonic, but I break through and take it out with Overheat. Last is Steelix. It hits Iron Tail, and I hit a weakened Overheat to about half, which activates its berry. I swap in Maytag while it sets up Sandstorm. I then hit it with Hydro Pump, winning the fight. While clearing out the radio tower, I go to the basement and fight the rival. Golbat goes down to 1 Thunderbolt. Sneasel outspeeds and hits Feint Attack, but 1 Thunderbolt takes it out. Haunter gets taken down with 1 Ominous Wind. I go for it again against Bayleaf, but I only get a third, and I get hit with Petal Dance. I then hit Overheat, taking it out. Last is Magnemite, who goes down to Overheat. Next up is another fight that has me concerned. Claire. Her Kingdra will be a problem. I can't have the Choice Specs on LG because I need the wide lens for Blizzard. So let's see what happens. Gyarados goes down in 1 Thunderbolt. I hit Blizzard to knock out her first Dragonair. I go for it again and I connect, knocking out the second. Out is her Kingdra. I go for Thunderbolt. I get a crit, but it leaves it with a sliver and its berry activates, taking it out of potion range. I just need to survive 1 hit. It goes for Hydro Pump, but it crits, along with Sniper. Samsung comes and finishes it off, but that's a tough loss, especially with Lance on the horizon. Another issue is the Kimono Girls. The first one leaves with Umbreon with super effective stab Dart Pulse, and I can't heal between battles. I go for Choice Specs boosted Thunderbolt, but it doesn't take it out. It hits Confuse Ray and I hit myself. It then Dark Pulses, dropping me to half, but I managed to break through and take it out. Next is Espeon, who I take out with one Overheat. The Flareon goes down to one Thunderbolt. The Jolteon was a problem. It starts stacking double teams and I miss my Overheats and I had to swap out. I try to go for GE, who still has Shockwave, but Jolteon has Volt Absorb. I managed to hit 2 Ominous Winds, but I'm paralyzed and getting brought low. I swap for John Deere, but I miss all the Ominous Winds. I swap the Power Line and I try and go for Substitute, but my health was dropped too low. I swap in Maytag, who set up Light Screen. After more double teams, getting paralyzed, it starts going for Thunder Wave repeatedly, and I managed to hit a Hydro Pump, taking it out. While recording this, I realized I PP stalled it, and its other attacks couldn't hit Ghost. Vaporeon went down in one shot. I catch Lugia since it can learn all the required HMs at once, and I make my way to Victory Road. The last rival fight was a joke with the exception of a misclick, since I was pretty much at the Elite Four cap. I have 5 Rotoms left, all of them with very good stats. I'm a bit worried about Lance, but with a nod from GE, we go tackle the Elite Four. I give GE the choice specs as well as my Shadow Ball team. They one-shot Will's entire team. Next up is a fight I didn't expect. I lead with GE with the choice specs equipped. Air Slash takes out Ariados. Next is Muck. It drops it to half, and then I get the flinch. The second Air Slash leaves it with the sliver, and it goes for gunk shots and gets the poison. Koga then full restores. An Air Slash drops it to half, and I swap in Samsung, who gets hit with gunk shot and poison as well. I hit an Overheat, which takes it to a sliver again. I go for a Thunderbolt, which takes out Muck. I swap in John Deere, which gets hit with Psychic from Venomoth. One Thunderbolt leaves his Venomoth in the red. It misses Supersonic, letting me take it out. Crobat comes out and it goes for double team, but I hit Thunderbolt, getting the one shot. Last is his Fortress, who can't do anything against me because Explosion and Swift can't hit Ghost, and Toxic Spikes doesn't work because of Levitate. I keep hitting Ominous Winds until I swap in Power Line and hit a Discharge to drop it low. It then gets 4 Protects in a row before I take it out with Discharge. Next is Bruno. Hitmontop, Hitmonlee, and Hitmonchan all go down to one single Air Slash. Onix survives one and hits a weak Rock Slide. Bruno full restores, but 2 more Air Slashes take it out. Last is Machamp. I hit Air Slash and it leaves it with a sliver, and the berry takes it out of full restore range. But I got the flinch and I take it out with 1 more Air Slash. Last is Karen, whose Houndoom is going to be a problem. It's got Stab, super effective Dart Pulse with Nasty Plot. I lead with John Deere against Umbreon. One Thunderbolt drops it to above a third, and it goes for double team. But I hit Thunderbolt to take it out. Next is her Houndoom. I hit Thunderbolt, and it leaves it in the red and pops its berry. It goes for Nasty Plot, so I take it out with 1 more Thunderbolt. Next is Gengar, but 1 Thunderbolt is enough to take it out. Murkrow goes down in 1 Thunderbolt. Last is Vileplume, hits Stun Spore and hits a Petal Dance for a crit, but I managed to get off an Overheat, which takes it out. That could have been bad, and I was prepped to lose, folks, just in case. Last up is the champion Lance. Since I lost my edge with Rotom Fridge, I had to figure out the best way to do this. I think I came up with a good strategy. Let's do this. I lead with Samsung with the Metronome. Gyarados goes down in 1 Thunderbolt. Out next is Aerodactyl. I know it's going to outspeed, and it drops me down with Crunch. 1 Thunderbolt manages to take it out. Next is Charizard. A Metronome boosted Thunderbolt manages to one-shot it. Out is its strongest Dragonite. A Thunderbolt drops it to activate its berry. It then goes for Outrage, taking out Samsung. I swap in John Deere, who I gave Rest and the Chesto Berry to. A T-Bolt drops it to the yellow. I should have gone for Rest, but I go for another Thunderbolt, but it doesn't take it out, and Outrage takes us out. I send in Powerline, who I taught Rain Dance to. Lance full restores. I go for Discharge to do some damage and get the paralysis. He goes for Outrage and takes out Powerline. I swap in Maytag, who I taught Thunder, but it doesn't KO. They hang on from Outrage and they take out the Dragonite with another Thunder. I hit Thunder on one of his weaker Dragonites and it doesn't take it out, and it KOs with Dragon Rush. I send out GE, who has the choice specs, who then takes it out with Thunderbolt. It's 1v1 now. I hit it with Thunderbolt, and it leaves it in the red, and I get hit with Thunder Wave. Lance then full restores. I break through and I hit it again. Lance full restores again. I break through and I hit another. Come on. He full restores again. I break through one more time. And he still hangs on. He hits me with Dragon Rush to half. I go for it. I break through Paralysis one more time, taking it out and winning the run. That was insane at the end. You think this run would have been easy, but this was actually my third attempt. In the first two attempts, I lost half the team by the time I got to the Kimono Girls. The second time, I lost half of them to Karen, only having one to face Lance. If you have any suggestions for runs like this, leave them in the comments, and always remember to keep your eye on the world.